So hello and welcome back to Goomadies Coins and Banknotes, and today we have some Spanish coins in. Franco's got your coin, because most of these have the head of General Franco, who was the dictator of Spain at the time. So we have the coins that were in circulation in 1957. We have the 5, 10 and 50 centimos and the 1, 2.5 and the 5 peseta. Although the 5 peseta probably circulated along with a banknote. It's quite a large coin, like the Australian 50 cent coin, and at the time it was probably not as popular. So the smallest coins were the aluminium in denomination, but the smaller coin overall was this 50 centimos. Okay, so what happened? And this is a continuation of the previous videos that I have made about Spain. If you want to have a look at Spain and their coinage and banknote history, there is a playlist on Spain, and there's a playlist pretty much on every other country I've made. Okay, so 1958 they issued a 5, a 25 and a 50 peseta, and you can see that there is no 10 peseta. They didn't issue a 10 peseta up until 1982 from memory, but I need to look on Umistar. It's just too much information to remember. So all these have the same design. They were designed by, I don't know, for the actual coat of arms side, although Teodoro Becerra did engrave it. Now the other side we have the designer Marino Gil, and he actually designed a lot of monuments for Spain, but he did produce a portrait for General Franco for these coins. And the 50 peseta, if we compare it to the size of the 5, it's actually a bit smaller, so they were reducing the size of this coin. And they changed the design, so really people probably tried to pass off these 5 pesetas for a 50, but as you can see the design's different, although this side's pretty much the same. It would have been a bit harder, and also the 5 is reeded and the 50 just has a lettering, so that's the difference. And actually I like this coin, it's quite a nice coin, and don't drop your coins like that. Okay, so we rotate the coin. So this one's slightly rotated, although what we're looking at, the date should be up the top, but it's slightly to 11 o'clock. So check your coins for rotation. And also this coin seems to have grease stripe around the side. You can see what looks a little bit fuzzy, so probably a little bit of grease affected the lettering there. But most of the lettering is pretty good, so nothing really to worry about. Now, as for the mintage for the 50 pesetas, yeah, most years only had coins issued in coin sets. This one, if you want to know the date, it's not 1957. You need to go to the star. So this one's 1958. So 1958, 21 million, not the highest mintage, but it is a high mintage. 1959, 28 million. The last mintage was 1971, running 4.4 million. So most of these coins you're going to get are 1958, 59 or 1960. And the rest of the dates are all in coin or proof sets. Now for 1958, the only thing you need to look for is in the star, there might be a BA instead of a number. So the BA is for the 1958 Second Ibero-America Numismatic Exposition in Barcelona. So I don't know anything about that, but those coins have a low mintage, about 43,000, so they are pretty scarce. And also on this side we have lettering. There's 2 varieties of that. So if we start, okay, so the start of it says a Okay, where's una? Okay, grande. So that's the end. So this is una, grande, and libre. Now there's another variety in which it has una libre grande. So the libre is in between una and grande. And it seems that the one with the libre in between is the scarcer coin. So this one's the fairly common coin. Okay, we have a 25 peseta. Now this one's pretty common. I don't think there's really any low mintages. I'm just looking now on Numistar. Okay, we've got the BA. Also, we do have some that are only issued in coin sets. So for 1973, we have 78,000, and that's about it. So you're just looking for 1973, probably also 1971, 72, which have a low mintage as well. So once again, you look for the date in the actual star. So this one's 1964, and 1964 has a mintage of 42.2 million. So really, this coin's not really worth much. The 50% is probably worth, probably about $5 in that condition. This one's probably worth about 1 or 2. And then we have the 5. So obviously, like in Belgium, so Belgium didn't issue a 25 franc, they issued a 20 franc, but they also just issued a 5 franc, and that was after, in the 1980s to 90s. Although they did issue a 10 franc, but I think they stopped issuing that in 1974. Okay, so once again, this one's dated 1974. And once again, 1958, you got the BA. They seem to have been issued in packs of 5, 25, and 50 pesetas. But 1974, so that's the second last year of mintage. And 100 million. Wow, such a high mint coin. It's not the lowest. The lowest seems to be 13 million for 1958. So 1958 changed this large 5 peseta to this smaller 5 peseta. So that's what we've got in 1958. So we moved that coin, and also the 2.5, they never issued another coin for that, so we can remove that. It slightly just weeded itself out of circulation. And also the 1 peseta, they didn't change the actual coin design specifications. They kept issuing as the same metal. So here we have the 1953, here we have the 1966. Obviously, Franco's image was slightly altered, so a more older issue. And wow, look at the head changes over that time period. Very interesting. They didn't change the actual any of the lettering going around. They did change the fonts. And on the other side of the coin, they kept the coat of arms. Although, look, see if it's PLUS and not PLVS. See if there's any different varieties in that one too. Okay, so those ones were circulating up until 1982 when they changed the 1 peseta as an aluminium coin, and then in, I think it's 1998, they might change, or 97, sometime around that time, they changed it to a small aluminium coin. Okay, nice Franco coin. Well circulated, so obviously they were used. Okay, so basically that is a coin situation in probably 1978. And then in 1959, not 1979, they changed the 10 centimos to the small aluminium coin. So yeah, this one's also slightly rotated. So they had the bigger aluminium, and they changed it to this one. Now this one has a mintage of 990 million. So there should be some varieties in this coin, although I've not come across any. I've not even looked at any. If any of you specialize in Spanish coins, please make a video about any errors or varieties that occur in this 1959 coin. So these ones are taken out of circulation. They would have fallen out. The 5 wouldn't have been worth much, so they just disappeared. And then we have the 50 centimos, which in 1966, although they started issuing in 1967, changed to this aluminium coin. So basically the last mintage of this coin, copper nickels, 1965, 1967, they issued this coin. So this is the last coin in base metal they issued for the series. Although in 1966 they did issue a silver 100 pesetas, which I don't have. But pretty much in 1968 they would have been removed from circulation as the price of silver went up, and pretty much all countries were removing silver from circulation at that time anyway. So 1968 also Switzerland and Canada removed silver from their coinage. The United States and Australia had already done it. Okay, so for this coin you also need to check in the date in the stars. So this one is, okay, it looks like the actual date is probably, okay, that date looks like it's been filled in, so I'm not really going to get anything out of that. But safe to say, the only key date you want to get is 74, 75, which are only issued as proofs. So 1974 we have 23,000. 1975 we have 75,000. So, and the lowest mintage for circulation is 1972, 2,283,000. So really this coin's only worth about $1. And the highest mintage is 1968 with 100 million. So if you can rotate it and try and get data out of it, yeah, but I think this one's, it's either a die fill, which wouldn't be surprised, or it's just been worn off. But this coin doesn't really look that circulated. Seen some, but with aluminium, they scratch and damage very easily. That's what I only use for low value coins. And also, there are two varieties of this coin. There is the bold and the, so we're talking about the lettering here, the bold and the thin lettering. This one looks like bold one, so the C and the T is actually quite thick. Which, okay, so I just looked at the Numister and it says that in 1968 they have a thing called a epigraphic star, and it's where the second star is not marked. So obviously this is probably an error coin. Now, as for how common it is, I don't know. I'd need to actually look it up. And it's supposed to be dated 1968. Although I wouldn't be surprised if die fills actually also occurred at the time. So you need to actually go on eBay, look up a lot of these coins and see how many of them have a die fill in the actual date. Although a lot of them, you're probably not going to be able to see the date because when you blow it up, it just doesn't come across. You just can't see anything. Pixelation is not that good. Anyway, so basically these are the coins you'll be using from in the 60s up until 1975 when they issued the Juan Carlos coins. Although probably up into the mid 60s you're going to be using the other coins in circulation. Although the 5% was taken out of circulation in early 1960s. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're also using these in the early 60s as well. Oh, you're definitely using that one up until 1970. So, anyway, hope this helps you with your coin and banknote collecting. And just remember, most of these coins are not really worth much. Most of these ones are probably only worth $1 each. If they're in that condition, just put them in a whole bunch of coins together of Spanish origin. Just sell them all together for like 10-20 cents each. And this one, probably $5 to $10 for that one. Although I said $5 before, but anyway, just got values on eBay. Just remember, sold values, not what people are listing for. So I hope this helps you with your banknote and coin collecting. Let me know what you think about Spanish coins. We won't get into General Franco. He was just a horrible person.